Welcome to SHA, the Sound Healers Association, founded by Jonathan Goldman in 1982, bringing education and awareness of the use of sound and music for healing and transformation. SHA features presentations by founding pioneers in the modern sound healing field, and we have a sound healing directory allowing you to list your work or find practitioners and teachers. There's a monthly online meeting, a blog, a vast resource of articles, and much more. SHA, the Sound Healers Association, is dedicated to bringing harmony to the world of sound.
Okay, here we go, and we're jumping in now. And again, I'm Steve Farrell with Humanities Team. I'm here in Boulder, Colorado. I live near my dear friend Jonathan Goldman and his wife Andi, and it's my pleasure to be here just to introduce Jonathan and Andi as this program starts. So, and of course, this is a Sound Satang, and it's a monthly program now that Humanities Team is really grateful to be producing each and every month with Jonathan and Andi. So thanks for being with us. I think you're going to have a fantastic time. Let me just want to read a brief introduction here as we get started. So Jonathan and Andi Goldman are a powerful pair in the world of conscious living and sound healing. Jonathan is an internationally recognized authority, pioneer, and author in sound healing. Andi is a licensed psychotherapist who utilizes holistic treatment and sound healing. Both are highly respected leaders in the sound healing and spiritual music community. Andi and Jonathan have co-written 2 books together, Chakra Frequencies and The Humming Effect. And again, I'll just share, when we came out a moment ago, Jonathan and I were sharing that sound healing is really taking off as it should, because it is, as we're creating conscious living in the world, sound healing is a big role. It's an incredibly useful device. And you're looking at the man here, Jonathan Goldman, who got this whole thing started, was called to it at an early age, and hooray, thank God he was, because look where sound healing is today. And my pleasure, Jonathan, to turn this over to you.
Hello, and welcome to this, the June 2024 Sound Satang. I am Jonathan Goldman.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Andi Goldman, and we are so delighted and honored to be with all of you tonight. Thank you for joining us, and this is indeed a very special Sound Satang. It is the solstice. It is the summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. As we speak, we are in the solstice energy, so we are very filled with light and love tonight.
And we are drinking a bottle of etheric champagne because it is also the 2nd anniversary of our doing Sound Satsangs together. So welcome, and everybody celebrate with us. We are so blessed to have you. Thank you so much, Steve and Humanities Team, the Syrian Sound Healers, Alec and Healing Sounds, and everybody who's joining us now. What a great thing this is.
We are so very happy to have everyone tonight, and thank you all for joining us. And before we start, though, I would like to just talk a little bit about what a satsang actually is. And we have now, as Jonathan just mentioned, been doing our monthly satsangs every month since the solstice in 2022.
That's right.
And basically what a satsang is, it's a gathering, a community of like-minded beings that want to share particular teachings. And in this case, it is teachings around sound. Sound is a healing modality.
And it's a discourse. It's teaching, and we're really focused on using sound for personal and planetary healing. And this is, if you like, one of our major aspects of our topic tonight. So Andy, tell us about our topic tonight.
So the main topic, we will have many topics,
Right.
but the main topic tonight will be fields of sound and how we can create sacred space utilizing our sound and how we can bring it into our environment in a way that is in resonance with our intentions. So we're going to delve deeply into the fields of sound. We also have a wonderful 4-minute video that Jonathan created with an excerpt of CHAKRA CHANTS, because we want everyone to be able to embody that particular field of sound tonight.
And this one deals with the Crown Chakra, called Angelic Calling.
After that, I'll be doing a brief assessment of the astrological energies on this very auspicious astrological moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will conclude our program tonight with the guided global sound healing meditation for personal and planetary healing.
So once again, we want to thank everyone who is basically, because it's an extraordinary ability to be able to share with you, to resonate with you, and to create fields of sound together. What are fields of sound? That's our topic tonight.
Let's
Andy.
just jump right in. And how can we utilize sound to create, to enhance our environment with sound? And we are going to be talking a lot about that. But Jonathan, I do know that for myself, and I know that you, probably many people in our audience, we will walk into a particular room, a space, and we will feel, wait a minute, it doesn't quite feel right in here. Something is a little bit off. We may not even know it, but prior to us walking in, there may have been an argument or whatever, but we are picking up the vibrations. Conversely, we can walk into a space and immediately feel, I belong here. There's so much loving energy and positive. You just feel it. So we are tuning in all the time to the vibrations that are present in our environment.
And perhaps one of the greatest manifestors of this vibration is sound. Indeed, if we have in the beginning was the word and everything is sound, then indeed the field and sound are almost synonymous, because we and the field and sound are almost synonymous.
Well, there is no separation. We are all connected all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting, Jonathan, I know the ancients really were tuned into this. And of course, when you look at the amazing cathedrals and churches,
temples,
and, oh my goodness, that were created, they were created using sacred geometry that was created to enhance the sounds that were emitted in those structures. So we are tuned in all the time to vibrations.
Totally. And on a level, this concept of fields of sound is relatively new for a lot of people. I would say, perhaps mention, we get guidance for the topics for these sound satsangs, and then we sort of begin to investigate and talk about them with other people and say, well, that's interesting. What the heck is a field of sound? And now, we realize that sound affects us through our ears, psychoacoustics. The sound goes into our brain, affects our nervous system, our heart rate, our respiration, or it goes into our body, goes into us on a cellular level, down to our DNA and whatnot. It's called vibroacoustics. But we need to also realize that sound as an energy form affects literally the field. And, if you like, sound is quantum in nature. In fact, sound creates quantum fields.
And our biofield, our physical biofield is so sensitive to the sounds and the vibrations that we do feel, but it's sort of this give and take, because
Yes,
I think we'd have to say we are the field.
right. We are the field, and the field is co-created. Whether I'm hitting this and resonating with the energy, and the energy is resonating with me, and I am the energy, or you are the energy, or we are the energy.
And Jonathan, what's really nice too is that we can actually use sound to clear spaces. Say for instance, we are preparing a workshop or a ceremony, and we want to set the tone. We want to have the set and setting of our experience be filled with really loving, positive energy. We can clear the field utilizing Tibetan bells, crystal bowls, our own voice, mantras, chanting Om. So we can use sound to, if you will, set the field.
With intent, among other things, and sound. Everything is so interconnected. I love the interconnectedness of all things. So very, very real, and so very, very cool.
Well, and also intention, and we're going to jump into intention a little bit in a moment, because it is a huge factor. But even when we're clearing the space, we will set the intention of what we're hoping, what we would like to have manifest in that space. And so if we want tranquility and inner peace and harmony, we can let those thoughts ride on the waves of the sound. And as we know, sound creates form, and we know this through cymatics.
Cymatics. You all have seen the extraordinary pictures of done, whether they're from John Stuart Reid or Dr. Hans Jenny or whatnot, or it's been picked up all over the place now, where sound basically is vibrating water or plastics or liquids or whatnot, and create these different forms, and basically upon the container and also upon the frequency of the sound. They're all very, very different. And if we perceive that, okay, the image looks like this, and the image is vibrating with the energy, there's also the energy is in the field that we have, and this energy is based upon many, many different things. As Andy was saying, oftentimes one of the things we're most aware of is using sound and sacred sound to clear fields. I mean, this first and foremost, I think back in the 1980s, I first became aware that crystal bowls, just used by their very nature, had the ability of creating tones that were almost crystalline tones in nature. And it seemed to not matter what the frequency of the bowl was, but just the vibratory field with the intention could clear a room in a very, very short time. And what a blessing this is. And, we continue to work with sonic space clearing as a concept of using sound to create fields, but also with our Sound Satsangs. One of our primary focuses is planetary healing, and blessed be to the Global Consciousness Project and events like World Sound Healing Day, where we do this on a more massive scale. But folks, we're going to be doing it tonight. We're doing a global Om, as we often will do either an Om or an Ah or a hum or whatnot. And there's those of us that are doing this now, and we're creating a field, and it's interfacing with the entire planetary field. And then the people who later on may be watching this, and yes, don't forget the Sound Satsangs are available in replay if you want to watch them on YouTube, but you watch that and sound along with it. And this again adds and feeds the field, because if you like all this stuff, when you get into the quantum nature of things, time and space are really thought forms of 3D consciousness. You move into higher levels, and it's all interrelated, and it's all one.
I love that, Jonathan. And you know what? I'd love to focus on intention right now, because I always like to bring in the formula that you created many years ago. Frequency plus intent equals healing. And when we take that sound and we couple that with our intention, that is what brings about the healing or the manifestation. Your other corollary
vocalization
is,
plus visualization equals manifestation. You know, you think something, speak the sound, and you create the form. Wow.
Wow. And so when we are working with fields of sound, it is up to us to decide what is that intention that is most in resonance with us at this particular time. And Jonathan, I'm wanting to talk a little bit too about Lynn McTaggart's intention.
Just brilliant work.
Yes.
You know, the intention experiment or the field.
The field. And, you know, and that has been such an eye-opener for so many people, because we're really all beginning to tune in to the field. And tonight, of course, it's fields of sound. And our intentions are so important. And I always think of our sound as actually sort of riding on the crest of that sound wave. And so what thoughts we're holding in our heart, what thoughts are making the most sense to us in the moment, that's going to be fed literally into the field.
How are we feeding the field? Right. You know, and I don't know where that came from, but we really want to acknowledge. Andi, what do you think the best intention that we can, as an overall gestalt, what is the best intention that you like to do?
Well, Jonathan, that really depends on the particular activity, the particular exercise, the particular experience that people are going to have. For instance, if we're having a party,
that's right.
You know, if we're having a bunch of people over, we are certainly probably going to want to have some sound coming through that's a bit upbeat, that, you know, people are going to feel kind of lively with.
The intention of partying, whatever.
Right. However, if we are getting ready to do a group meditation, that is a different experience altogether. So we would probably have, you know, some tranquil, peaceful sounds that you have created.
Right. It's a really, really interesting thing that, you know, just by the very nature of the rhythmic vibrations of something, you can really affect the actions, the nervous system of people, and the whole basically energy field. And, you know, continue with that. One of our really big questions for tonight, or thoughts, is how can we make the sounds that we create most effective for generating the fields that we want? And I was thinking, for example, that we love, and we've done different sound satsangs on the power and energy of gratitude and then compassion. And we'll be talking about that later as we literally help encode ourselves, putting heart-brain coherence with ourselves. But there are also certain sounds that, by the very nature, are pretty, you know, specific to affecting our body, mind, and spirit on a positive level, sacred sounds. And the question is, what can we do to make them more effective? And I would like to share with you, if you like, my first conscious experience.
You know, Jonathan, before you do that, I'm wondering if you want to just talk for a brief moment about the Global Consciousness Project.
Oh, brilliant.
Because that really gives hands-on understanding of how our thoughts affect the field.
Right. And the Global Consciousness Project, which was developed by Dr. Roger Nelson and his cohorts at Princeton University, literally work with random number generators that basically, when events of high compassion would occur, it would somehow cause the numbers to be less random, and therefore you could literally chart them. So it's kind of like flipping a coin. Flip a coin 100 times to get 50 heads, 50 tails. with a random number generator, you get 50 zeros and 51s, unless there are, if you like, events of high compassion, in which case the numbers are slightly askew and you can literally chart them. And it's an incredible indication of the efficacy of the field that we're generating, because something is happening. It's on a quantum level.
And I know that we've had the real honor of having Dr. Nelson on World Sound Healing Day track, what was happening. And, you could see the different spikes in the numbers. And so, the compassion, the gratitude, the loving kindness, all of those energies being emitted into the field really do make a difference.
Really do make a difference. Okay,
now back to chakra chants.
I was into basically my first conscious experience with like encoding sound or different sounds together. Because here's the thing, I've been doing that for a while, if you like, and I love it basically, but basically putting different sounds together. And if they worked, I realized that something greater. It was like a 1 + 1 = 3 aspect. But all of a sudden, during the creation of a recording that I did a long time ago called Chakra Chants, and I basically took, if you like, different sounds and systems from different traditions and put them together. And somehow they all work. For example, with chakra chants, I'd be working with specific frequencies for the chakras, and people had done that before. Or I might be working with specific vowel sounds. I put that together with the frequencies, and then I would add specific mantras, what are called the Bij mantras, put that together. Then adding elemental sounds and shabd yoga sounds, and then the intention and also the instrumentation. What is the instrumentation sounding like that you're trying to represent a chakra with? We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but there are all these different aspects of the physical aspect of sound. What is that doing? You can work with brain wave entrainment. You could work with sacred ratios, different intervals. You can work with different magical chants and invocations. You can work with different harmonics. And once again, the instrumentation. So here's the key, folks, that I found out. If you like, sounds were complementary in vibratory notion and also in their conscious intent, then they would work together. And indeed, by the fact that there were complementary sounds working with, you might call it sympathetic resonance, it was just great. And I just really wanted to share that, because I have since utilized this concept in all my different recordings, and I've done it consciously. Okay, what's going to work with this? If I want to employ this or that with, together, how is it going to manifest? I'm going to share a story that some years ago, I was at a place called the Monroe Institute. Mm-hmm. And they were major purveyors of what is now brainwave frequencies, binaural beats, if you like. And I was down there teaching with a friend. And there was one of the people who was being trained in this whole phenomenon of using, if you like, different sounds to change brainwave activity. And they said, would you like us to use some of this equipment in the room while you're taking a break? And I thought, great. So they put on some very slow binaural beats to put us into deep states of alpha, delta, theta, whatever you like, lower than beta, which is right now what we're doing. That's a whole other story, brainwave states. But, I began feeling this, I don't know, this is cool. And then all of a sudden, some really loud, fast, blaring rock and roll came out. And I love loud, fast, blaring rock and roll, but not when I'm trying to meditate. And all of a sudden, it just totally, not only jarred me, but I realized that it totally, if you like, nullified the field that was being created by the binaural beats that just didn't work together. And I went up to this fellow, I said, you have nullified the field that you're trying to do, because the rhythmic functions of the loud music are just too powerful. And this is something people need to realize, that you want to use sounds rhythms, instrumentation, and all this that have a similar intentionality and a similar vibratory field.
Thank you for that story, Jonathan, because I think it really emphasizes what our intention is tonight, what our goal is tonight, which is to bring an understanding of the importance of how sound can actually be utilized to create fields of sound that are in resonance with you in a particular time, at a particular time.
Nice. So tonight, it's always a joy when we do the Sound Satsangs because I make special videos, oftentimes editing down recordings so they fit within a 3 or 4 minute or 5 minute construct, because a lot of my stuff is 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour long, and they're great to listen to, but at the same time, we just, we compress them a little bit. So this is about 4 minutes long, and it's from CHAKRA CHANTS. It's called Angelic Calling, and it features our dear friend and teacher and mentor,
Sarah Benson, who is on the other side, but probably is with us tonight. And Sarah has just a beautiful, beautiful voice.
And in addition, I'm making some sounds with her, doing some different, if you like, mantras and vowel sounds. And then we have fabulous, fabulous harp playing by Angel Andi.
So you're going to really be able to just immerse yourself into this field of sound that we have created especially for you tonight to let you really begin to embody these sounds.
And for those of you taking notes, this the keynote of this is the note B, and it's for the Crown Chakra. Is B the note of the Crown Chakra? Well, I was using a system for this recording of starting with what's called a harmonically related diatonic scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And if you're going to use that as an overall, if you like, system doing something, then the B would be this, and the root chakra, of course, would have been C. So we did C, B as the crown, and had the vowel sound as E. And the mantra that we use, believe it or not, one of the Bija mantras for the Crown Chakra is Om. Om is a great mantra for every chakra, but it's particularly and specifically good for the Crown Chakra. And we thought that today, it is the day of greatest light.
Yes, yes. It is a very auspicious moment on our planet.
Yeah, because it is the summer solstice, at least for those of us in the northern
hemisphere. Yes.
So because of the greatest light, we thought, okay, well, let's activate or do a Crown Chakra activation. And that is actually what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be in a minute or so listening to and watching, because I spent a lot of time doing some lovely visuals. I think you'll really enjoy.
Very lovely.
And the energy, of course, is transcendence for this recording. And just once again, I'd like to suggest that as you are listening and feeling this, and I hope that a lot of you can feel vibrations at the top of your head. I often do when I'm listening to this, but also go within and see like what you would really like to manifest at this time of year for the summer solstice.
So everyone get ready for Angelic Calling.
Nice. Russell, sir, you could do this. Thank you.
We will be back. Welcome back, everyone. And we hope that you enjoyed being immersed in Angelic Calling in the field of sound.
You know, I really could feel that at the top of my head.
I always can.
It's very different,
Yeah.
versus the other, chakras on that recording. And, once again, a lot of that's intentionality and a lot of that is sound. And the combination of the two makes the fields of sound that affect us and we affect that. It's really extraordinary. Andi, is it time now for the fabulous astrological assessment?
Absolutely. It would be my joy to bring that astrological on this particular day. And as I mentioned at the beginning of our satsang, we are in the energy of the solstice. It is the summer solstice here in the northern hemisphere, and of course, the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. We are here in Colorado, and I do want to mention that the solstice actually occurred at 2:51 this afternoon, around 3 o'clock. So that means that on the East Coast, it was at about 5 o'clock, about 4:51. And of course, California, Pacific time, we're going to go subtract an hour. So it was only 1:51.
So we're really in the energy of the solstice.
But we are,
right
no matter
now.
where you are, we are experiencing the day that has the most light on our planet. This is such a gift. And I encourage everyone to connect in with this light because we are experiencing such a powerful gateway, if you will, a portal into this new season. And of course, that's what happens, when we change seasons. 3 months ago, we had the spring, the vernal equinox, and we had the beginning of spring. And these 3 months now have led up to today, which is now the beginning of the season of summer. And so we have this transitional time where we go from one to the other. And it really is a potent energy field. And I know that the summer solstice is a potent time too for birthing new projects and having new beginnings. And we mentioned that we started our monthly Sound Satangs on the solstice energy because that is a great time. So if you're thinking about starting a new project or doing something that you need a new beginning for, now is the time because it's going to be taking us into the abundance of the summer season. And of course, in earlier times, the summer solstice, aka midsummer, marked the beginning of the season that really contained the most bounty, the most abundance. And our ancestors would spend the day well into the evening because of all the light that we have. But they would spend the day cultivating the land and restocking themselves with food. And so, when you think of it like that, I always think of the farmers markets that are in full force at this time. And, there's just this abundance. And of course, that takes me into energies of gratitude and appreciation. And so it is a beautiful time on this solstice energy to express our gratitude and our appreciation for all the abundance that we do have in our lives. And even if you're maybe not particularly feeling abundant today, that could be the case for some people. But even if you just could think of one thing that you are grateful for. The universe loves gratitude. And the more gratitude that we have, interestingly, the more abundance will begin to appear.
Perhaps you could say if we feed the field with gratitude.
Absolutely. And then we add a little sound to it. And boy, what a great recipe that is. So anyway, let's harness this power of this light and feel this upliftment of this light for these new opportunities that are becoming available because nature is supporting us. We are part of nature. And now we are having this fusion of energy of light. And I do want to mention that on this summer solstice here, it is when the sun moves into the sign of Cancer. And the Cancerian energy is all about family, about nourishment, about taking care of people that we love, taking care of ourselves. And of course, tuning into nature, we can actually begin to trust our inner light and let it really begin to shine. So, Jonathan, I think that today, I know for myself, I am surrounding myself and those I love and our planet with love and light through sound. And just very shortly, we are going to, with our community tonight, we are going to shine that light on our global guided meditation.
And create fields of sound for our planet and ourselves.
Absolutely. So that takes us, Jonathan, into talking a little bit about our guided global meditation.
Our guided global Om. And as always, just a note about the fact that Andi begins this with a guided meditation that creates heart-brain coherence.
And let's talk about heart-brain coherence, because that is actually when the electromagnetic field around our heart and the electromagnetic field around our brain are in sync. They are in coherence. The way in which we get our hearts and our brain in coherence is through positive feeling, positive thoughts, being in appreciation, being in gratitude, loving kindness. And so when I guide you through this meditation, I will be reminding you about holding the energies of love and positivity.
It brings our attention to the heart. And as I always like to say, once we get the heart and the brain coherence and our field is enhanced, 5,500, 5,000, who knows really how much, because they don't have the instrumentation to properly really measure the ramifications of all this. Then we add sound. And I like to say that there is a reason why the different sacred text is really amplified through the power of sound. It's chanted, whispered, spoken, or sung, but sound amplifies the field even more. That's probably one of the reasons why, so that's what we're doing. We're going to be amplifying the field even more that we've created and projecting it out to the planet.
And of course, we're very indebted to Heart Math for all the research that they have done to bring to our attention that we do have this field, this electromagnetic field around our heart, which is the largest electromagnetic field around any organ in our body. And so when we are in coherence, we are going to expand that heart energy out to wherever we are and out to the planet. So shortly we will be in that guided meditation. And I just want to mention that when we get to the part, I'll be guiding you through and reminding you about all of this, but then we will have the portion where we will all be sounding together out loud. So no matter where you are, sound with us out loud. And of course, feed
the field with your sound.
Yes.
And with our sound together.
We'll all be feeling it, really. And of course, stay in your comfort zone. There's louder is not better.
Right.
And just be comfortable and aligned with the light of the solstice.
And just a thought, before we begin, let's just take a moment. And since it's the energy of the solstice, which is a great time for manifestation, maybe just take a couple of nice deep breaths and think what you would like to manifest for yourself, for other beings, and for our beloved planet at this time. So you can utilize this, if you like, guided meditation, and the sounds we create, we're projecting this field for the planet. But once again, we are so interrelated. So we feel the planet, we heal ourselves, We heal ourselves, we heal the planet, we feel the planet, we feel ourselves.
Right, right. So let us sit back and begin to tune in to this brilliant light of
Nice.
nature
Yes.
right now.
All right. So taking another deep breath, and then we're going to Russell, sir, if you'd roll it, please.
The purpose for this meditation is to project a sound encoded with the energies of light and love and project healing to the Gaia matrix, our beloved planet Earth. We will first create coherence between our heart and our brain. This effect will further be amplified by the power of the Om that you will be toning along with later, bringing more light and love into your body, mind, and spirit for health and wellness. And now, begin to focus on your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly breathing in and out. And as you're breathing in and out, imagine or visualize that you're breathing in and out through your heart. As you're breathing in and out through the area of your heart, remembering that it is love that breathes each breath, and it is love that causes each beat of our heart. Continue breathing slowly, breathing in and out in this manner. And now, I'd like you to call to mind something that has brought you a great deal of appreciation, gratitude, something that you are feeling very good about. This might be an experience with another person. Perhaps it's a beautiful sunset. It may be a beloved pet, a spouse. But it is something that has brought you loving kindness and gratitude and appreciation. And as you're breathing in and out through your heart, feeling this appreciation, feeling this gratitude, you're creating a beautiful coherence between your heart and your brain. And your heart, through this coherence, is expanding, getting larger and larger, and connecting with all the heart and loving energy on our planet in this moment. This is just a wonderful way of creating a very powerful heart activation, and you'll be amplifying this with the sound of the Om. Continue breathing slowly and deeply while feeling appreciation and gratitude, and imagining your breath going in and out through your heart. Now, visualize this energy and begin to sense a radiant light around you that is permeating every cell of your body and resonating your heart chakra. In a moment, we'll begin to gently sound forth with the power of the Om. And as you do this, visualize the planet Earth as a holographic image floating in front of you. Imagine bathing the Earth in a healing field of light and love that you are creating through your sacred sound. Now, let us begin to make the heart sound of the Om, bringing the energy of global harmonization, peace and healing to our beloved planet, Earth. One last time. Now, being in silence, visualizing all the light and love through sound that you have manifested, resonating and bringing to Earth and yourself to a deep state of healing. when you feel ready, open your eyes and know that you have contributed to personal and planetary healing. Welcome back, everyone. And once again, we hope that this field of sound that we all just created really fed your heart.
I really like that when we do them all the time. This one was particularly powerful. So I trust it was for you too, because on a level that may be one of the major reasons why we gather together is literally to feed the field at least once a month, and maybe, more so than that, but that's a whole other story. But right now we're doing this, and I think it's so very, very important, and particularly when it's done on times, powerful gateway times, portal times,
yes,
such as this summer solstice, I think it becomes even more powerful. So thank you, everyone who participated in this sonic experience.
And Jonathan, I know for myself, I always get really excited when we do this on a particular astrological emphasis, such as the solstice. So it's really a joy, and I hope that it was that way for everyone.
Nice. Right. It's once again such a blessing. So thank you. Thank you all from all over the planet, if you like, for joining us tonight, because it's really a great blessing.
Yeah, we have to kind of get our center back after that meditation. I'm still a little bit out there. Yeah. However, just knowing that as I mentioned earlier, our main intention for tonight was introducing to you fields of sound, the concept of fields of sound. We all know that, there are fields and fields of sound, but to really focus on it like we have tonight, we hope that it has been enlightening on some level.
It's, if you like, a really interesting concept that sound is just more than we are affected by it, but it literally displaces energy, it displaces vibrational fields, it creates so much. So it's a blessing to be sharing this with you. And if you can share this concept with others and become more aware of the fields of sound that are being generated by others, and can be anything from what's happening at a conversation at a cocktail party, or walking into a room and seeing if you want to shift and change the energy. You can work with yourself, you can work with others. So it's this may open up a whole new realm of being. So
and we are all sonic creators.
That's right. That's right. I love it. So as we draw near to the end of this, for us, it's an extraordinary experience. We thank you again. Yeah. We want to invite you to come next month. Next month is going to be on a Tuesday. It's going to be July 23rd. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock.
Mountain time.
Mountain time. That's right. That's right. 6 o'clock Pacific.
9 o'clock
9 o'clock Eastern, boy.
Yeah.
That's happening. And our focus of attention is going to be Sonic Oasis. What is Sonic Oasis?
Well, you will find out when you join us next month, and you will be very enlightened again, because we're going to be talking about so many aspects of sound and how sound can enhance our lives.
So until then, keep lots of love and light through sound in your life. So here we are, wishing you a great solstice, a great month.
And remember, we heal ourselves.
We heal the planet.
We heal the planet.
We heal ourselves.
We can make a difference.
And we have a choice.
So many, many blessings of love and light through sound to each and every one of you. Thank you again for being with us on this solstice energy.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.